IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio stations. I am Marvelous Marvelette, aka Molly B, bringing you the beauty of business. Today's featured guest is Theodore Gray, editor-in-chief of True Elegance magazine and one of three hosts for bringing blues back to Bronzeville. Welcome, Ted.
Together. Nice seeing you again.
You as well. So tell us, Ted, why the interest in bringing blues back to Bronzeville? How did that whole project come about?
In 2015, I have a publication called True Elegance Magazine. In 2015, I went to Checkerboard at the time they were having little banquets. They were having events there, and you could have an actual event there. So I went up there, and that's when I met the owners, one of the brother, and we had an event there, and just the history of the Checkerboard Lounge was really intriguing to me. So I had an event there. He enjoyed it. You was at the event. It was True Elegance Magazine 5-year anniversary. The brother owner liked my crowd and was interested in me doing promotions for the Checkerboard Lounge. And that's how that began, my interest in the Checkerboard Lounge and understanding the history.
So drop us a little bit of the history of the Checkerboard Lounge for those of us who don't know.
Okay, the Checkerboard Lounge, the original location was off 43rd and King Drive. It was an exclusive blues club. Mr. Thurman, Mr. L.C. Thurman, and actually Buddy Guy, they founded the blues bar in the 70s, I think 1972. And a lot of notable people, of course, all of the major blues artists came there to perform. And what really put them on the map was in 1981, the Rolling Stones was performing in Chicago there, and actually after the actual gig, they would come to the Checkerboard Lounge and do sets with some of the local blues artists. Okay. So that's part, but it's still just a rich history. Have an exclusive blues bar in Bronzeville, and that's where the blues and jazz originally, Chicago blues and jazz originated in the Bronzeville area.
So that's why you selected Bronzeville
to bring the history, bring the rich history. They have a couple nice bars and lounges there, but they don't really do extensive live music, live blues or live jazz or anything. They're like, they have DJs and stuff of that sort. So we want to bring it back to where it began.
So are all the blues events going to be at
You're
the
tuned at Intellectual,
or just various places in the Bronzeville area?
Okay. Two of my other associates, we have the name Checkerboard Lounge Chicago. We own that name now. And what we're going to do, we're going to find a home in Bronzeville, but right now, to get the word out, we're going to have where we're at now it's like a small banquet facility, holds about 100-some people, right out it's 504 East 47th Street, and it's right out 47th and Vincennes, right in the heart of the Bronzeville area. We're having our first event there. Our goal is to do a month, and our first event is coming up this Saturday.
Okay. So if people were interested in attending your event, how would they find out?
They can go if they're on Facebook. If they're on Facebook, they can go to my page, True Elegance Magazine, and it's all the information, because True Elegance Magazine, where the magazine is co-hosting it. So if they type in True Elegance Magazine, and they'll see the event because we're hosting it. True Elegance Magazine is hosting it. Or if they're not on Facebook, I have a number: 773-440-7327. 773-440-7327. That's in the city. If you're in the south suburbs, the other number is 312-771-3361. 771-3361.
And also, is there options to pay at the door?
Yes, it's with the ticket. If you call either one of the numbers, it's $10 with the ticket. It's $15 at the door, and it's kind of like a day thing. We're starting at Saturday, and it starts at 3 p.m. and the artists will be starting at sets between 3:34. So get there early and get your tickets as soon as possible because they are moving.
So who's going to be some of the performers there? Do you have live performances?
Yes, everything. Checkerboard Lounge, Chicago is always going to be live. No DJ, no nothing. One of the local artists, all of them are local artists. It's a young lady by the name of Countess Williams. She was spotlighted on my publication last year. Blues artist, Countess Williams, and one of the local legendary bands, well, blues artists and bands is Walter Scott and the World Band. So it's going to be a nice lineup, and then we have some special guests. Trish, they're both. It's going to be if you come, you're going to enjoy it. You're truly going to enjoy it.
Okay. So is it like a meet and greet first type thing, and then you go into the performances?
Yeah, the doors open at 3, and like I said, the sets are going to start. We're going to have a little food, we'll have a little finger food, and it's a bring your own bottle, people. That's old school. It's bring your own bottle. We'll supply the ice and the cups, but it's old school. Bring your own bottle. So we'll have finger food. Yeah, they'll be able to meet and socialize with the artists before they perform.
And after, so it's from 3 until...
It's from 3 p.m. till, we'll be shutting it down probably around 7. Between around 7 o'clock, it'll be over because they're going to do 2 sets.
So for those of you who are listening and you are interested in attending, I'm going to give you the opportunity again to give those phone numbers out and to purchase tickets.
Yep.
The number, how do they get tickets?
The tickets, you call 773-440-7327. 773-440-7327. And if you're in the south suburbs, 312-771-3361. 312-771-3361.
Now I'm going to back up because you mentioned one of the artists was featured on your cover.
Yes, that's Miss Countess Williams. She was on my summer 2016 issue.
And that is of your True Elegance magazine.
Yes, True Elegance magazine.
Okay. So she is a jazz singer?
Yes, she is. She is a jazz singer. I mean, no, she's a blues singer. Everything is blues, young lady. Don't confuse your audience. It's the blues. The blues.
I apologize for that. I just got a little... Because you did say something about... So I'm not going to say that again. I'm going to say blues. Now, let's talk about your magazine a bit. You have had... So you did the 5th year anniversary some years ago, and I did a 10. How long ago was that? That was
2014. That was 2014. That was 5. This year is the 8-year anniversary of True Elegance magazine. It's basically spotlighting local Chicagoans. Sorry, people, you got to be from Chi-Town to get on my cover. It's all about us. Everybody represents New York and everything, but I'm a homegrown Chicagoan, born on the south side of Chicago. And it's a lot of people doing positive things. The publication doesn't just focus on entertainment. I've spotlighted Mr. West. He was a band teacher for a high school up on the north side, and he sent more kids to college on band scholarships than anything. You had the football team was on the band because they knew they get a scholarship being on the band because Mr. West, he hooked up a lot of kids for historical black colleges. He got them in school, band scholarships. And that's from there to Scoop Jackson. If you are familiar with, ESPN, the brothers, y'all should be familiar. ESPN, he's a Chicago, and Scoop Jackson, I spotlighted him. He's from here. A great issue. Cinda Williams, Movetta Blues. Nobody really knew she was from here. She left here her sophomore year of high school. Her dad, they moved to Indiana, but she's a homegrown Chicagoan. She was born here. She was actually my first high-powered, in the publication. And it goes on. It's a little bit of everything. I spotlight people just doing positive things.
So how many publications have you put out so far within these 8 years? Well, this is just going into the 8th year, right?
Yeah, we're going into the, I started off doing it bi-monthly. And then in 2013, I slowed down. The last issue I did in 2013 was a tennis star, a young lady from here that was born and raised, Taylor Townsend. She was ranked the number one junior tennis pro in the country, in the world. She was my last one, and then I had a little break.
And right after she was highlighting your magazine, you saw her all over the news, all in the newspaper.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah, Taylor. Yeah, she's yeah.
Yeah.
But she was destined. Yeah, she was destined. But that was something that I really wanted to spotlight. It took a while. Her mom was very protective of her, and she saw that I was legitimate and serious about just spotlighting people that are doing positive things, and she let me do the interview and spotlight her daughter in the paper.
So for those of you who just tuned in, you're listening to IntellectualRadio.com, The Beauty of Business. I am Marvelous Marvelette, aka Molly B, and today's featured guest is Theodore Gray, editor-in-chief of True Elegance magazine, and one of three hosts for Bringing Blues Back to Bronzeville in Chicago. You did create a name, so you do own Checkerboard
Lounge Chicago.
Checkerboard Lounge Chicago.
Yes, if you blues, your individuals, you all know the history of Checkerboard Lounge. I was a promoter there from 2014 up till L.C. Thurman's passing in 2015. So it's personal to me and my other associates who were promoters too, Robbie Austin and Rico Nolan. So this is not no fly by night thing. We're passionate about this. When I went to get the name for Checkerboard Lounge, it was an elderly guy that saw it and he just went ballistic on me. He was like, I know this is coming back to the Bronzeville area. This is where it's supposed to be. Great in Hyde Park, but a lot of people really wanted it to stay in Bronzeville, so we're gonna bring it back.
So the Hyde Park location is no.
That's not no, it's not. It's no longer, and that wasn't the original location. Like in 2000, if I'm not mistaken, 2005, he moved the location from 43rd. They had tore down the building, so he was looking for a place. He had a great rapport with the University of Chicago, and he went there and location. And there's a lot of little weird things going on. The Hyde Park is becoming corporate, so it's a lot of little things going on around 2000s. When he got there, they were doing construction, the location, people couldn't park, so he was going through a lot of stuff. He was going through trying to keep the business going. So the blues, he wasn't doing a lot of blues. He was just trying to keep his doors open. So he was, hip hop artist, house music, a little bit of everything to keep the doors open. But we're not going to do that when we bring it back. And if you see on my cards or on the flyers, or if you go to Facebook, I pay respect to LC. I give him, say rest in peace, LC Thurman, because, he's the founder of it. We're going to pay respect. It's going to be different. It's going to be different in the sense that this is a new generation of blues artists, but we're going to keep it, it's going to be exclusively blues.
Okay. So besides the event coming up on December 16th, what are some of the other things that the Checkerboard Chicago Lounge are looking to do?
Well, for one, we're going to, like I said, we're going to stay. We're looking for a home. Hopefully we might stay at this location. Like I said, it's like a little, it's called Bronze 47. Like I said, it's 504 East 47th Street. Quaint place. It's just real intimate, but eventually we want to have our own home. So we're going to stay, and hopefully we can build a relationship with them, or we can do it monthly or, bi-weekly, wherever, because this is our first start, having an event there. We want to have our own Checkerboard Lounge in the Bronzeville area. So that's the ultimate goal.
You have your eye on any places in particular, or you just kind of still searching right now?
Oh, I would love to put it back where it started on 43rd Street. That would be nice, but as long as it's been like 47th, 35th. Like I said, we're just getting out there and going to start having the live blues events in the Bronzeville area. But 47th. 43rd, it would be lovely to find a location on 43rd. But we just our main goal is to keep it in Bronzeville and bring it back to Bronzeville.
Okay, I'm going to go back a bit to True Elegance magazine.
Okay.
So, what are some new and exciting things you got coming up for True Elegance magazine? Are you kind of taking a break now, or you got kind of just?
I've already done. Like I said, I had took it from 2013. I had took a break. Everybody's like, oh well, the internet, having a website and all of that stuff. But it wasn't exciting to me. People started calling me, saying, "Hey Ted, what's up with the publication?" Because I was saying, well, I went online, and it was just so ironic. The month that I started it back up in 2013, I got a call from a client. They were they were doing a independent film. It was just so weird. And the young lady called me and said, "Hey Ted, how's the publication going?" I said, "Well, I had a little break between 2013 to this year, summer 2016." She said, "Well, that's great because we would like to run for you guys to run an ad or actually do a review of our movie." And it was based on a true story from a young lady here in Chicago, because she needed to be through 3 publications to be able to go to the movie festivals. She had to be in 3 publications to do that. So that was nice. I went and saw the movie. It was based on a true story, her book about her family. It was really powerful, and I was happy to do that for her.
Right. So how can people obtain copies of True Elegance magazine?
They can well, I have one or two things. We have circulation. We have specific locations where they can pick up when the publication comes up. Like I said, it's quarterly. So the next issue is coming out either close to the end of this month or the 1st of January. That'll be my fall. That'll be our winter issue. Our fall issue's out now. We're featured Gene Hunt, the DJ Gene Hunt, house DJ. But the next issue's coming out, I would say, just to be safe, the first week of January of 2018. And if you go to my webpage, you go to my website, to my Facebook page, True Elegance Magazine, you can pick them up at. We have some pickup locations.
And also on the back of the magazine, do you still list out the pickup location?
Yeah, well, it's in the inside. It's like in the inside. And we cover the south side, the Chicagoland area. So we have more locations than this. We drop it up, but these are the locations you can really find them, like Sam's Beauty Supply on 87th Racine, Royal Furnishers on 237 West 75th Street. In the south suburbs, Tropic Island, it's a jerk restaurant right off of 143rd Torrance. It's a beauty supply store in Hazel Crest off 183rd and Kedzie. Then in South Loop, you can go to Harris Bank on 13th and Wabash, on 18th in Indiana. Then the north side, Beauty House, 1041 West Wilson Avenue. And in the western suburbs, Queens Beauty Supply on 14th and Madison and Austin, and Oak Park Public Library. So
you pretty much hit each and every side.
Yeah, I got to. It's Chicago. It's all about Chicago. So,
So what other things would you find in True Elegance magazines outside of the cover?
You'll find articles. I have one young lady, Melissa Farmer. She's my military buddy. She's written her article. She writes an article. She's been writing since the beginning. The publication started in 2009, and she's been writing. She's written articles ever since. So her articles, she's kind of like an uplifting type individual. She try to, her articles are really about uplifting yourself. And then I have Mr. Moon, Theodore Moon. He's not militant, but he's about, African Americans, as far as on the business side, basically aspects of, buying from your own and opening up businesses in your community.
Now, do you do advertisements? Do you people take advertisements?
Yes, I do, because the publication's free. So the way the publication is printed and all of that is through, individuals running ads, local individuals running ads. So yeah, so the publication's free, and the way we print and circulate the publication is through local advertisers.
So you do half page?
Yeah, I do it
fourth
all.
Page?
Yeah. Business card size, a half page, full page, quarter page, yes.
Okay, good stuff. Another question. How do you get the cover of True Elegance magazine? Because everybody is fighting. I'm just going to say, I've been waiting. I'm still waiting. You have to be. So what's the key?
I mean, you have to have a, you can't buy, I'm passionate about this. People look at me like I'm crazy. Like, man, that's the money, the cover is the money cover. Why don't you charge for that? I said, because it's about something positive you're doing in Chicago. I need to hear your story. Well, me and my staff need to hear your story, and he or she your story. And if it's a great story, hey, we'll interview you and put you on the cover. Because when I first started, first 2 issues, we didn't know what we wanted to do. But then, like I said, Cinda Williams, she was our first, semi-celebrity, but the first person that we started the format of spotlighting the person and interviewing them. And she had a great story. She's from here. Of course, she's an actress, and she's trying to do positive things. She's trying to bring, music and film here in Chicago, in the Chicagoland area. She's trying to do, and she has done some plays and stuff with local artists and writers. So that was something that was very inspirational to me. So that's how I put her on the cover. She had a good story.
So the next $1 million question. Your publication, for your winter publication, have you and your staff selected the cover for that issue?
Yep. It'll be a surprise, but yes, we have already. Well, actually, we selected for the winter to the summer. So the next 3 issues are pretty much covered who we're going to spotlight.
Okay, so for the fall issue, if you feel like you are doing great things in Chicago, get in touch with Mr. Theodore Gray, and maybe you'll make that fall cover of True Elegance magazine.
Yes, I mean, my email address is rdp161@yahoo.com. Again, that's R as in Randy, D as in dog, P as in Paul, 161@yahoo.com. You can email me your story. If you're interested in running advertisement, you can get in touch with me by calling me or email. I check my emails every 5 seconds. So again, my email address is rdp161@yahoo.com.
So for those of you who just tuned in, you listen to IntellectualRadio.com. I am Marvelous Marvelette, a.k.a. Molly B, bringing you the beauty of business. Today's featured guest is Theodore Gray, editor-in-chief of True Elegance magazine and one of 3 hosts of Checkerboard Lounge Chicago, bringing blues back to Bronzeville. Now, Ted is he don't toot his own horn, so I'm just going to toot for him. So there's another thing you do. You do several things. You make business cards. You do printing.
Yeah, I do.
And
graphic design. Yeah,
graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
And you did a lot of my work.
Yeah,
and I have been quite pleased.
Thank you.
I'll probably make him look crazy. Probably need a little drink after dinner.
Yeah, she works me, but once I get her, she is on point. Hey, perfection. That's that, and that's my thing. I like to make people, when I do their designs, tell me your vision. Doing graphics, when I was first started doing the printing, I wasn't a graphic designer. I was just selling the product, and whoever was doing my designs, they could not get it for my clients. So I was like, forget this. I'm selling the printing, but I have to go back to the person that's designing every 5 seconds. So I just had to say I got to go and learn how to do graphic design myself. And if I don't get to that second and usually that third proof, I got you. Because I listen to you and you tell me your vision and I'll create it for you.
And he does not get mad, because when I tell you, for those of you who don't know me, I am very, very particular about everything I do. So you see, he's laughing over here. But I'm like, no, that's not it. Go back to the drawing board. But he always gets it in the end. He gets it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good job. And I do appreciate that, the not getting upset, not, never that. He's always consistent. He's the seasoned friend. He may call me diva, but he gets the job done. So I really appreciate that. Start with the graphic designs or the printing before or after the magazine?
I started doing graphic design in 2000. and I started the publication in 2009.
Encouraged together? Did the
Well, I just, I like to read. I like publications. I love my city. I won't say the name of the publication, but it was a publication that it was such and such Chicago, such and such Atlanta, such and such. But every time I went to get this publication, it would say Chicago, and then it would have a New York artist on it on the cover, or somebody from Atlanta. So I was like, that's not telling our story. So that kind of inspired me. And I said, I mean, we have Indigo, got to give her props, we have other local publications, but I wanted to do my little spin and, spotlight individuals in Chicago.
Okay. So this is kind of very near and dear to you, same as the blues.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm passionate about my publication. I don't care if it's 12 pages, 500 pages. You guys are going to love it. I put my heart and soul in them. I'm passionate about it, city. I'm passionate about Chicago.
So as far as the articles in your magazine, if someone was interested in writing articles for your magazine, is that something you will be interested in, or do you have enough people?
Oh no, I'm always open for individuals. I've had, well, of course you've done written some things about beauty, because the publication is beauty. I got brain freeze. It's beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. So I've had individuals write about health, write about, I really don't do a lot of political stuff, I don't really get into that, but like health things, beauty, things, positive things going on in the community, things of that sort. I do that. But as far as, political things, I don't do things like that for Chicago. But yeah. So I'm really open to, to stories.
So how about trying to think, how do I want to ask this question? Things for the future as far as the magazine. Are you going to are there anything you're thinking of adding to the magazine? And I'm sure you always have a highlighted page for Checkerboard Lounge Chicago from this point forward.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Checkerboard Lounge Chicago's gonna be there. I'm actually, a lot of people tell me I need to, open up a little bit. Well, you don't have to live in Chicago to be on the cover, but you got to be born. I'm just a little stubborn, so I have spotlighted individuals that don't live here. Like one of my last year, I spotlighted this gentleman by the name of DJ Cowboy. He's been in Atlanta since like since '96, and I spotlighted him. I went down there. They have a big event down there for house music and things of that sort. So I went down there and met with him, and we went and circulated the publication in Atlanta. So I do think about expanding, not just having True Elegance magazine in Chicago, but around the country eventually.
Say that I commend you for having integrity about the way you handle the cover of your magazine. Meaning, so it cannot be bought, and I appreciate that, because give credit where credit is due, and let people who put the work in the cover story. Right. So I commend you for that. Thank you. That shows a lot of integrity.
Yeah. I love my city. I love my people. I love, Chicagoans. So you don't have to live here, but, got to be born here. Now, Oprah, I might get Oprah a little play. Now, I might get Barack a little play, but, overall, I might adopt those too. But really, everybody's on the cover.
So let's say this. So what if they were not born in Chicago for like 20 plus years? They still would.
Yeah. If they're doing good things in the community, they might get a little pinch play. We didn't even know, like, I thought you were born here, but overall, I like looking out for Chicago. I like looking out for Chicago.
But in a nutshell, they have to be doing great things.
Yeah, you gotta have a story for the cover. Like this gentleman, Randy Malone. Randy, he was in my November 2009 issue. Randy made top 85 of the American Idol in 2005. And he on the side he was a bartender. Nobody even knew. I didn't even know. Let me take that back. I knew because he said, Ted, I need some printing done. And I was like, for what? He said, I'm having a going away party. For what? He said, I made the cut for the American Idol. And I did some flyers and stuff on. I told him, hey, go do your thing. And when you get back, hey, we're going to talk. And he made the top 85. And, I spotlighted him. It was great. And we actually did it. We did the photo shoot at the Regal Theater, the legendary Regal Theater that originated in King Drive. That's been to 2 or 3 different owners. And I make that point. I'm glad I said that. I make that point. Some people, might feel a certain kind of way, when Mr. Gardner grabbed him in the 90s and opened up the Regal Theater at the Avalon, on 79th Street at that place. But he, R. Kelly was discovered and being at the Regal Theater on Stoney. So, I commend anybody that cares about our history. Checkerboard Lounge is our history. The Riviera is our history. And, sometimes it might not be family that keep it going. It might be someone else, So I commend anybody that cares about our history and try to keep it going.
So for those of you who just tuned in, you're listening to IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart radio station. I am Marvelous Marvelette, a.k.a. Molly B, bringing you the beauty of business. Today's featured guest is Theodore Gray, editor-in-chief of True Elegance magazine, and one of 3 hosts for bringing blues back to Chicago, Bronzeville, and the new name and the rights to Checkerboard Lounge Chicago. So stay tuned for an event they're having on December 16th, this Saturday. Mm-hmm. And you can tell us a little bit more about that?
It's called is Checkerboard Lounge Chicago presents blues at Bronze 47. That's 504 East 47th Street. It's like it's not even quarter. It's like two. It's not. It's basically on 47th and Vince is in Chicago in the historic Bronzeville area. Board Lounge was founded. The original one was before they moved to Hyde Park. We have some local blues artists that you will enjoy. Countess, she's performed at Buddy Guy. She's performed at the Women of Blues 2 years consecutively at the at Reggie's. And Sir Walter Scott. He's just a legend in Chicago. Walter Scott and the World Band, and their special guest Miss Trish and Miss Peaches. So. The show starts between 3:34. We say 3:30 p.m. sharp, and the tickets are $10. The tickets are $10, $15 at the door, and that's again 504 East 47th Street. That's like on the corner of 47th and Vincennes, and that's this Saturday from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Now we talked about the blues and the Checkerboard Lounge Chicago. We talked about True Elegance magazine, and we touched on your graphic design business. Mm-hmm. So you are still currently doing graphic design? Yes,
ma'am. I just did something for you about 3 weeks ago?
You did. So what are your rates, or you probably don't want to get into that because it depends on what they want.
Oh, no, actually I have a flat rate for business cards. You get 1,000 business cards. That's design, print, and everything for $50. So that's something that's full color. Both sides, everything, everything, After that third proof, because you keep changing your mind, I might charge a little, charge a fee. But usually after the third, the third one, I usually get you. You're usually satisfied with your design. But yeah, and if you're interested in that, you can call me at 773-440-7327, 773-440-7327, or you can email me at rdp161@yahoo.com. That's R as in Randy, D as in dog, P as in Paul, 161@yahoo.com.
Now you also do postcards, you do business cards.
I do banners. I can do a banner as tall as a building. Signs. I do everything. I basically almost do it. I do everything. As far as business cards, flyers, comp cards for the for artists or whatever. I like to support our people. So if I can't do it, I'll refer you to someone else that can. I'm not greedy like that.
Very good. Very good. Now, when you do talk to your potential or your clients, do they have to have some type of idea? Do you have a questionnaire where you ask them what is it that they're looking for? What do you want? Or do you just design something from your own?
I just ask them what their vision is. What's your vision? And usually from there we take them from there. What's your vision? What do what do you want? What type of business you have? That's the first thing I ask them, what type of business you have, and what's your vision? So what type of card you want to sign?
What's your turnaround time for the card?
2 days to design, and once you approve it, 2 days to print. So 48.
Now, is that just for business cards or is that for everything?
I appreciate you saying that. Well, that's for business cards. If you're doing banners or yard signs or door hangers, that takes a little longer. But like standard business card flyers, that 2 days to design. Once you approve it, 2 days to print. Yeah. So like business cards, flyers, things like that, I can get that back to you, pretty fast. But I appreciate you saying that. Like when you do banners and stuff like that, that might take an extra day.
Okay. Now we've covered a lot. So before we go off air, is there anything? What else would you like our listeners to? So what would you like them to walk away with? Let's say
that. Support your local businesses, your small business, especially in your community. I've been doing sales basically all my life. So when I go certain parts of the west side of Chicago, when the store, a lot of storefronts are closed. Everybody goes to school. People go to college to get a degree, but they don't think about becoming their own business person. They go to work for somebody. Think about starting your own business when encourage your children to do that, to start their own businesses. Come check Checkerboard Lounge Chicago presents blues on Bronze 47. Come and support the Bronzeville area. We're bringing blues back. You got me saying jazz. We're bringing blues back to Bronzeville. We want to do that too. I hope this can inspire some individuals to open up a jazz club there too. We need live entertainment. I'm 49 years old. I love live entertainment. When I was younger, it seemed like, everywhere I go that I couldn't get into, they were having live entertainment. And I missed that. Again, Checkerboard Lounge Chicago presents blues at Bronze 47. That's this Saturday, December 16th, from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 504 East 47th Street. Come listen to some local great blues artists.
Okay, and I strongly encourage you to, because Ted does a lot of events, and I make some of them. I won't be there this weekend. No, for great reason.
Oh, I know you. I know you support me.
My daughter's graduating from college.
Congrats.
So I won't be there. But I do encourage you all to go, and I think he's doing great things. So remember, every Monday, the beauty of business, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time on IntellectualRadio.com.
Thanks for having me.
Lights, camera, action. I'm the main attraction. This feature presentation don't need no introduction. Press play. Are you ready? Press play. Press play.